For such a vocal political figure, Angela Rayner, the self-named ginger growler, has fallen strangely quiet. Labour's deputy leader faces ongoing questions about profits from the sale of her council house 9 years ago, in a story that, like a nasty case of the common cold, just won't go away. And frankly, the story is nothing to be sneezed at. The allegations against Rayner are that she may owe tax on a profit she made when selling her home in Stockport in March 2015. Now, she insists that the house was her main residence when she sold it, which would exempt her from paying tax on the considerable £48,000 profit. A profit, I might add, that was thanks to Margaret Thatcher's transformative right-to-buy policy. However, today, in an explosive Mail on Sunday investigation, the paper claims that according to its own detailed analysis of Rayner's social media and Twitter accounts, it has evidence to suggest that the house was not her primary property. Their political editor, Glenn Owen, writes that they have seen dozens of online postings made by Rayner that show that between 2010 and 2015, she posted about her children and cats at her husband's address, which was a house a mile away from hers, including one particular post captioned, "Just got back from work." The Mail cites multiple examples of pictures taken at her residence that they say support their case. Now, Angela Rayner has denied any wrongdoing and has insisted that the home on Vicarage Road was her main address from 2007. She paid bills and council tax there, and she was on the electoral roll at the property too. And she has received legal advice that she acted correctly. So that's great, isn't it? Nothing to see. End of my take at 10. Shall we have a cup of tea? Well, no, we can't. Because prior to the Mail on Sunday investigation, neighbours of Miss Rayner have insisted that she was, in fact, living primarily about a mile away at a property on Lowndes Lane. Former next-door neighbour Sylvia Hampson said that Rayner lived in the terrace home in Lowndes Lane for a good 6 or 7 years, despite the Labour MP's insistence that her main home was on Vicarage Road. This wily next-door neighbour told the Times newspaper Angela lived there as a family with her partner Mark and the 3 kids. There is no doubt she was living there all the time. Now, the police have investigated this and found no evidence of any wrongdoing. A Labour spokesperson says that following professional advice, no capital gains tax was payable on the sale of Rayner's home. But the forthright neighbour, Sylvia Hampson, who is a very sprightly 83, is not having any of it. She went on to tell the Times, "I saw her all the time, coming and going. Her mum would come and visit a lot. This was her home." Neighbour Sylvia goes on to say, and prepare for some strong language here, if she's saying she didn't live there, she is an effing liar. She definitely lived in that house. She can't say she didn't live there. I would swear on the Bible to that. Oh, dearie me. Now, this is just Sylvia Hampson's word, I should add. It's hearsay and not a smoking gun which incriminates the shadow deputy leader. And I happen to like Angela Rayner. She's outspoken, she's compelling, she speaks for millions of people who are struggling to make ends meet in this country. And I think she'd probably be a better leader than Sir Keir Starmer. And the non-payment of a small amount of tax is a sideshow. That is not the big story. The big story is about whether Angela Rayner, someone who seeks to be our next Deputy Prime Minister, was not straight about the facts. Now, in my view, there is no conclusive evidence that she lied. But the problem for Rayner is that she's not currently willing to publish the very tax advice which she claims exonerates her. And she has not shown that advice to her boss, the party leader, Sir Keir Starmer, which is why the story won't go away. This is, of course, the same Sir Keir Starmer who is a complete stuck record about probity and propriety in public life, a vocal critic of Tory sleaze and someone who relentlessly pursued Boris Johnson over Partygate. Interestingly, there is no love lost between Rayner and her boss, with the leader of the opposition previously having tried to sack her, only to give her a promotion following a backlash. But I'm curious to see whether ongoing questions about Angela Rayner's housing situation could see her evicted from the shadow cabinet. For now, she'll have to lie low, wherever she currently calls home. Now, responding to the initial allegations, Angela Rayner denies any wrongdoing. She posted on X at the time saying, "I've never been a landlady, owned a property portfolio or been a nom-dom. As with the majority of ordinary people who sell their own homes, I was not liable for capital gains tax because it was my home and the only one that I owned." OK, your reaction, mark at gbnews.com.